Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel for today's second upload of the day, where I will review all the details of last night's match where Barcelona absolutely annihilated David Beckham's Inter Miami team, scoring 6 goals to 0. Now the team played very well together and it put out an amazing performance both defensively and offensively, keeping the pressure up the entire match and maintaining the intensity from the beginning of the match until the whistle blew at the last minute. Now this is great to see because this was a big problem last season where the team would start the halves with a lot of intensity, but that intensity would decline with every passing minute, and that's when the opposing teams would score on us. So it's very good to see the team keeping the pressure and maintaining that intensity throughout the entire match. And this was even more impressive given the fact that the 11 players that started in the second half were completely different from the 11 players that started the first half. This goes to show how much depth the squad has. We have enough talented players to build 2 separate teams capable of winning. And this is something that Xabi has wanted for a while. He in fact asked the club for it at the end of last season, where he wanted 2 competitive players for each position in order to keep the competition up. Because if you only have 1 strong player for a position without an adequate substitute, that player will get comfortable because he will know that no matter what he does, he will always have his position guaranteed. However, if you have 2 strong players for the same position, that will put pressure on both players and it will incentivize both players to train as hard as possible and to play as hard as possible, because they know that their position is not guaranteed and that they can lose their position at any moment to the other player. And that's exactly what we saw yesterday. We saw 2 strong players to each position, both putting on amazing performance throughout the entire 90 minutes. Now during the first half, we saw Andreas Christensen's debut with playing his first match in a Barcelona jersey, and I honestly believe that he did an amazing job during that match. He was quick on his feet, very decisive with his decisions, and he made incredible passes forward. Now he also shared that center back position with Eric Garcia, who also put out an amazing performance during the first half, taking the command of the reins of defense and commanding the entire defensive line. Now one of the highlights of the first half was Alejandro Valdez, who played in that left back position. Now the club has been grooming Valdez to replace Jordi Alba. However, they didn't use him much last season because even though the club believes that Valdez has all the skills and talent to be able to replace Jordi Alba, they didn't believe that he was ready to do so yet. Well, yesterday Valdez showed us a completely different phase. He was very confident in his position and he did a very good job on that left back position. And if he continues playing this way, I really believe that he will be able to fill Jordi Alba's big shoes. Now speaking of filling big shoes, we saw Nico Gonzalez once again replace Sergio Busquets on the field and play in that defensive midfield position. Now just like in the match against Olot, Nico Gonzalez once again did a great job in that position. He was very strong defensively, consistently stopping the advancement of the opposing team and then contributing to the offense by making runs to the front and making incredible passes, including the pass that began the play that ended in Ansu Fati's goal. Now another player that did another amazing job, just like he did against Olot, was Cassidy. Now we all know that how physical and powerful Cassidy is and how strong he is defensively. However, he continues to show us that he's also very brilliant offensively. He was combining very well with his teammates and he made a lot of successful runs to the box, including a run where he shot the ball at the goal but was blocked by the goalkeeper. We also saw Rafaelinha's debut yesterday, playing his first match in a Barcelona jersey, and man oh man, the performance that Brazilian star put on last night. He scored 1 goal, he assisted 2 goals, and he was chosen king of the match. Now if Rafaelinha continues to play this way, I honestly believe that we ripped off Leeds United by only paying 58 million euros for the Brazilian star. Now we also saw Ansu Fati yesterday playing very confident, not being scared of challenging other players for the ball and making plays, which is of course very good to see, because at the end of the last season when he came back from his injury, we saw him a little bit nervous, a little bit afraid to challenge others for the balls because he was afraid to get re-injured. While that was not the Ansu Fati of last night, we saw him put on quite the show, being very confident in his play, and he didn't seem bothered by any injuries or any physical issues. So this is great news, because Ansu Fati has goal scoring abilities written into his DNA, and unfortunately because of his injuries, we haven't been able to see him explode and reach the potential that we all know he has. So hopefully this year will be Ansu Fati's year, and he'll be able to stay healthy and play the entire season and reach the heights that we all know he can reach. Now the first half ended with Barcelona scoring 3 goals, with the entire Barcelona front line scoring, with Aubameyang scoring the first goal, Rafaelinha scoring the second, and Ansu Fati scoring the third. Now we saw the entire team get substituted in the half, with the entire new 11 players starting the second half, including the goalkeeper that was substituted by Iñaki Peña. Now during the second half, we saw both Dembele and Memphis Depay redeeming themselves by scoring amazing goals. You know, Memphis Depay started out last season very strong, but then he faded away with all his injuries and the lack of playing time. Well, yesterday he redeemed himself with that amazing goal that if you haven't seen, I highly recommend that you go watch it. He completely broke the defender's ankles in one move, leaving himself wide open in front of the goal and scoring that brilliant goal that I highly recommend you go ahead and see it. Now in the case of Dembele, he also redeemed himself, because even though he had a good second half of last season, he only scored 2 goals, and he redeemed himself last night by making an amazing run that started almost at half field all the way to the box, leaving 4 to 5 defenders on the floor and scoring a brilliant goal. Barcelona ended up scoring 3 goals in the second half as well, with the third goal being scored by Gavi, and the match ended 6-0, and that's without Robert Lewandowski playing. So you can only imagine what that's gonna be like once the Polish striker suits up for Barcelona. Now, despite Barcelona's amazing performance last night, it's very important to remember that this was a friendly match against a much inferior opponent. So it's important not to get ahead of ourselves and think that Barcelona is going to win everything there is to win, including a sextuple, because we still have a lot of work ahead of us, and we still have to test the team against stronger opponents. Now we are going to play Real Madrid and Juventus next, but again, those are going to be friendly matches, so we're not going to be able to see exactly what the team is capable of until La Liga and the Champions League begin. Having said that though, I was still very impressed with the team's performance, and I'm very optimistic about all the work that the team is currently doing. So that is it for this video. If you enjoyed my analysis, please give me a like. Also, I invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about last night's match and the team's performance. And finally, I invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news regarding FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video, and as always, Peace, Barça.